Hey you guys, it's me, B. Riley. Welcome back to the channel. We are in decidedly different environs as I sit at this station and wait for this thing to hoover up some power. But wanted to check in with you guys real quick because obviously there has been a delay in the videos as they're coming across. And I'm starting to get messages from viewers who are asking what's going on with the channel and, are we continuing or what's the story there? So first off, I want to go ahead and assure you guys that the channel is going to continue, that we are going to keep making videos as long as I draw breath. That's just, what I do naturally, taking apart guitars and making short films and things like that, have always just kind of been my happy place mentally. So I don't ever anticipate, discontinuing that. The channel is as much me as it is anything else, so I can't just let it lie. On the other side of that, we all have lives that get a little bit more complicated periodically, and regrettably, there have been quite a few events that have transpired over the last 2 or 3 months that have really caused a substantial backlog of data and or content on the channel, and it's been very difficult to try to maintain the 2-week interval for the videos. Now, that sort of thing usually would hurt a channel to a degree in which they could even have monetization fall away or something like that, but our subs keep going up. So it poses an interesting thing here, we just might have to slow down some of the videos for just a few more weeks until I get caught up because of all these things that did occur over the last couple months. Some of them were kind of pretty heavy. Without getting too far into that detail. So I do want to apologize to you guys for the slowdown on the videos, but assure you that we're going to continue. But it does bring up, 2 other points, which is this, is that in the past I've had a couple of different organizations offer to assist the channel and not necessarily sponsor it, but kind of move it along. And that's very gracious of those organizations to offer assistance. But unfortunately, this channel was never really born out of a want and or need to create something that was already out there. And while there are a ton of guitar channels that are doing lots of new gear reviews on volume product that is coming out as brand new, is exciting, that's not really ever what we were about. We were always kind of more of a do-it-yourself channel in which we could give brief tutorials on how to get something fixed, how to fix something yourself, how to get your gear back up into good running conditions so that you can get back out there and continue to create. The channel was never anticipated as a consumer and or a consumer advocate page in which we were receiving things and doing the quickest reviews. And since that's the case, it does restrict the channel in a capital sense. It also means that we are not going to typically review things that are, put to us. We don't accept things for the intentionality of reviewing them because it would create a conflict of interest in which we couldn't be as candid and as transparent as as we could be if we were completely independent, which we are. So that's one thing that has kind of created a little bit of a difficulty with the channel because, if you're not hitting those high numbers, you're not also being fueled with the things that are being sent to you for reviews and things like that. I just don't want to go that path. I don't feel like it would be honest, and I would never want any organization to have constraints upon the channel that might tint and or influence the data that is being given to you guys. It's not a fair shot. It doesn't work. That being said, it does encumber things a little bit. Not too bad, but just a little bit. But I mean, we're always looking for weird stuff anyway, or unique stuff, or stuff that's kind of battered, or stuff that has some personality and some flair to it. And brand new products don't always have that. They have to go out into the world and get beat up. They have to go out into the world and earn their character and their differentiation, their uniqueness. So, there's something there. Point 2. I'm not a perfect person, and I'm doing a lot of this on my own. Editing a 15-minute video for me, because I'm very analytical, and I will go back and rework the editing constantly, sometimes for 7 or 8 hours straight. it's very time demanding, and it's only me. So, you know, with the schedule getting really, really hectic over the last 2 or 3 months because of some unfortunate situations in my personal life, I had a friend pass away, which is very regrettable, and was dedicating a lot of time to his project to get it up and running as quickly as we could. Not quick enough, unfortunately. You know, sometimes the videos inadvertently get bumped back, and it kind of compounds it, because something that we don't talk about nearly at all, because, you know, YouTube is a land of shiny, happy people smiling and holding hands, or maybe they're not holding hands, is that, you know, when stress and compounded things kick in, you know, mental health kind of starts to take its toll. And I'm a person who is imperfect, and, you know, I struggle with mental health now and again, you know, environment and or predisposition in a you know, in a genetic way, you know, they kind of gang up on you, and sometimes stuff gets tough, and it gets very difficult to put the right kind of energy into a video, you know, when in your head, you know, you're thinking about things that are maybe a little bit more existential. But we don't ever talk about that, and I've never discussed that before, so I'm taking this opportunity right now to talk about it. Because if there's anything that this world has come to agreement on, is that men's mental health is not being adequately addressed, and it is compounding and increasing the problem. And it's something that we need to be more honest about in a modern society, and not so shame associated with it. The truth of it is that the last month and a half, been struggling a little bit, been having a tough time. There have been people around me I can lean on, which is really, really great. But, you know, we as artists and creators, you know, we have peculiar minds. You know, we're not normal people. And neither are you, because you're here looking at this channel, which is organic and different, but it's niche. You know, it's weird. We're you know, going through the archaeology of old instruments, you know, as reverent as that may be. It is kind of abnormal. You know, this channel was never designed to be 60 cycle hum. It was never designed to be Rick Beato. It was never designed to be, you know, Music for Win or anything like that, or Rhett Scholl, or I think I'm pronouncing that properly, I think. I love those guys' channels, but when we started making these videos, I deliberately stopped watching them, because I didn't want to just recreate what somebody else was creating. I wanted to have a good organic thought. I wanted to make something different and niche. And I feel that we've done that, and I'm glad that we're going to continue doing that. Anyway, so that aside, I do apologize for the delay in the videos. Stay tuned. They're going to be coming back. We're going to be doing a lot more, and I anticipate doing a whole ton of these right up until the ripe old age of I can't get out of bed. So, you know, stick with me on this, and we'll get back to it. I just want to make sure that when I'm making the videos, that the right energy and attention is being paid into them, so that you guys are getting to see something that isn't just, you know, passing time over coffee, but something that's interesting or knowledgeable. I want to impart what knowledge I've got. I don't have a lot, but I definitely want to pass on, you know, little bits I've got, and mostly because, you know, when I was a kid, we didn't have stuff like this, and learning was a little bit of stumbling in the dark. So I would love it if we could, you know, save somebody from that and get them back on stage as quick as possible. So hang tight with me. Channel 66 is not going anywhere. We're just having a bit of a slowdown. It's going to happen every, you know, 6 to 10 months is kind of, you know, every once in a while I need to just kind of step away for a couple weeks. It doesn't matter to me about revenue drops or anything like that. You know, this isn't going to be $1 million channel, and it probably never will be. And if it ever were, I wouldn't know what to do with it, because it freaked me out. In the few instances in the last 2 years where all of a sudden the channel got like a lot of attention because maybe another channel put a link to it, our archaeology video about the Music Master, it got picked up by Offset Guitars, and all of a sudden, like, the video exploded, and I was like, whoa, panic. So, you know, nothing will wake you up quicker than a quick shot of success. You know, I think it's doing what it needs to do, and, you know, I'm happy about that. I want to continue it. Just going to take a couple weeks to get back online. Thank you for your patience, and for those of you who are very dedicated watchers who checked in over the last couple weeks to see if everything was okay, thank you. I really do appreciate that. And for some of those same people, I got to tell you right off the bat, there are times where this channel continues because of you. I don't ask people to subscribe on the videos. I feel like people will just find it, but there were quite a few people who not only found it, but took kind of ownership of it. And, you know, they're really great at giving feedback and stuff like that. So for Ramiro and Bree and for Eric, you know, really appreciate you guys. There's about 10 or 15 of you folks who are just really bought in. And that's a big deal. Like, you know, to find people who are genuinely into it. Not because something is big, but because maybe they see a potential in it. So thank you. Thank you for tuning in. If you've watched once or you've watched 100 times, I thank you with equity there. And, you know, we're going to get back to it in a couple weeks. Stay tuned, and we will see you in just a little bit.